Hi everyone, it's Dave, and today we're going to have fun with sound using things from around our house, like paper cups that we can turn into a communication device, paper and a pen that we can turn into a record player, an iPad or a smart device, and a Bluetooth speaker that we're going to turn into a really cool musical instrument, and a fork that we're going to turn into a really cool gong. How cool does that sound? Okay, let's get to it. So the first thing that we're going to make is a communication device using these two cups and some string. And this is an old classic. I used to do this when I was a kid, and it works really well, and it's a really fun one to use, and you can make the string as long or as short as you want, but this is what we're going to do. And you may need help with this from an adult because we have to use a sharp pointy thing to make holes in the bottom of each cup so we can put the string through and tie a knot, okay? So I'll show you, I'll demonstrate. At the bottom of this cup, I've got this sharp pointy thing that you might need a hand with if there's any adults around. And I'm going to push, make a hole in the bottom of the cup, big enough for the string to go through, but not big enough where the string will just pull out again, okay? So that's that one there. And then cup number 2, I'm going to put a hole in the bottom here, like that. And now I have a hole in both the bottom of them. And now I'm going to take a piece of string that I have here, and one end I'm going to thread through one cup. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a big knot on one end, a really big knot, so it doesn't pull through the hole. So, oh, that's it. So it's pulling against there, so it's staying inside the cup, which is really good, which is what we want. We don't want it pulled through that hole. Okay, I'll put another piece of string through here, and I'm going to tie another knot on the end, another big knot. This is something I did when I was a kid, and it was really good fun before technology got so advanced as it is now. Okay, so now you have the two cups connected with this piece of string, and what I want you to do is to find someone around you that has time to help, and they take one cup and you take the other, and you can make the string as long as you want, really, as long as when you're speaking in it you pull the string quite tight like that. And when you speak in here, the other person, if they put that end up to their ear, will hear your voice. Your voice, the vibration of your voice, will travel through the string and be amplified in a paper cup. And then the other person can talk and you can listen. So go and try it. Make one of these and then go and try it. And it will work, and we'll have so much fun. And you can test the length of the string, how long it can go to get a good reception, or a good reception. But have a bit of fun with that, and it's a really nice one to play around with. And now on to the next sound experiment. This next one is the Farc Gong, and this is a really cool one. And I've got two forks here, a smaller one and a larger one. And what we're going to need again is another piece of string. And you will need someone to help you with this, to hold one end so you can use it effectively. So I'm just going to cut a piece of string, and in the middle of the string I'm going to tie it around this fork here, like that, nice and simple. So what I want you to do is to get someone to hold one end of the string like that, hold this end here, that end, and if they hold that tight, and then if you take the string and you put it around your finger like that and pop it in your ear and hold it there. So with the person holding that side of the string, and with you having your finger in your ear for this side, you'll have a free hand, and with that free hand you can hit the fork with your finger, and you will hear the sound travel along the string and be amplified in your ear, and it'll sound like a little gong in your ear. It honestly does, and try it. And if you use a bigger fork like this one, this is for cutting up a roast turkey or chicken or nice roast dinner, and you hit that, you will get a deeper tone. So again, if you take a fork and then tie it around the fork in the middle. Have one person hold that end of the string, and with this end, you wrap it around your finger like that. Can you see? And then poke that into your ear, and then with your spare hand, you hit the fork, and you will hear it resonate in your ear like a little gong. There's sound experiment number 2. And now for sound experiment number 3, where we're going to turn a smart device in a Bluetooth speaker, or a speaker that you can connect to the device. Preferably one this size, because I'm going to be using my hands. I'm going to be putting my hands around the speaker. Some of you might not have a speaker like this that you have handy that you can use with a device, but it's still a cool one to watch and to listen to. But if you have, then definitely try this one. I really like it. So the first thing is to connect your speaker to your device. I'm going to use this cable because for some reason I'm not getting connected with the Bluetooth, and then I'm going to plug it into my iPad here, and I'll switch this baby on. And now on my smart pad, I'm going to go into YouTube, and this is really, really important. I'm going to get into YouTube, and in YouTube, I'm going to type in sine wave, and you spell that SINEWAVE, sine wave, 100 after that, and the final bit is HRTZ, and that stands for hertz. And 100 hertz is a lower frequency, a low mid frequency. That's how the frequencies are measured from hertz. So 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz is what humans hear within that. Most people, but as you get older, you lose some of the high end of that. So 100 hertz is lower down there, and when I type that into YouTube, sine wave 100 hertz, up will come a bass test here, and so I've got this one set up here, and when I play it, can you hear that through the speaker? It'll just play a continuous tone, and now when I take my hand over the top of it, I can create harmonics, and which means that you have one tone, but by using my hand and manipulating and creating a chamber, I can create a second tone over the top of this one. Let's see if we can hear this one. And by changing the size of the sound chamber my hand's creating, I can get different tones. And how cool is that? And that's sound experiment number 3. And now we move on to the pen and paper record player. Sound experiment number 4. So for this experiment, we're going to need a piece of paper and a long pin. But also we need one more fundamental part of this, which is a record player. And some of you guys might not have a record player to use. If you have, then I would recommend trying this out. But only use a record that is already scratched or isn't precious to whoever owns them, because it can damage the record, but it's still a quite good one to use. And I'm just going to use an old piece of vinyl that I got in a charity shop that I'm going to have a little bit of fun with. So what I want to do is to make a funnel out of the piece of paper, so a cone shape. So I'm going to start where I take the edge like that, and as I roll it like this, I create a cone like this. It's quite a big cone. But I want to make sure at the bottom here it's quite tight. But what I'll do is I'll put a bit of sellotape on here, and then I'm going to put the pin in here into the cone, and I'll put a little bit of sellotape around there, so we have this little device here with the pin attached to the cone. And now we're going to take it to the record player. Are you ready? Okay, sound experiment number 4. Here we go, the needle in a funnel record player. So over here I've got my record player, and remember, if you're going to use a record, make sure it's one that isn't precious and is already scratched, because this will probably scratch it even more. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it on, and then with a needle I'm going to see if I can hold it with a steady hand. When I put the needle on the record lightly, you're going to hear the sound come out of here. It's really cool. Right, so I'm going to hold it really lightly down here and see if you can hear this. Can you hold the camera closer so you can hear the sound? Can you hear that? And that's the paper and needle record player. How cool and absolutely useless is that? Okay. I hope you enjoyed those 4 sound experiments using things around the house. I know that some of you will not have a record player or maybe a Bluetooth speaker or a smart pad, but if you do have these things, then please try them just for a little bit of fun. And also have a think about other things in the house and what you can do with sound and how you could maybe explore that, or go on YouTube and Google it as well, because there's lots of really good resources and information there. But I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you again. Bye.